It's time to get out of your own way. You need to walk like that person you dream of, talk like that person you dream of, move like that person that you dream of. Don't be afraid to sound delusional. People are not supposed to understand your process. That is between you and God. So when someone asks you, who are you or what do you do for a living, you need to tell that person exactly who you plan to be. If God planted that thought in your brain, if God gave you that vision, you need to take advantage of that and start living like it, start moving like it. There's only one of you, okay? And he put that on your heart and your head for a reason. So you need to become that person that you dream of, and don't be afraid of what anyone has to say. Sound crazy, sound weird, sound strange, because at the end of the day, when you show up as that person one day in real life, in real time, you're going to feel so proud of yourself, because you actually believed what you were saying when nobody else was, when nobody else thought that you can do it. You are going to do it. Believe in yourself and know that you are able to obtain whatever you want to obtain in this life. It's you versus you.
Let's be honest. You don't need another motivational video. You don't need another quote about grinding harder or waking up at 5 a.m. Because motivation doesn't last. We have all been there. You watch a powerful clip. You feel unstoppable. You say, this is it. This time I'm changing my life. And then 3 days later, you are back where you started. Why? Because you don't need more motivation. You need a system.
All my baddies, I need you to tap in right now. It is officially the start of November, which means we have less than 2 months until the new year. And I want to see all my girlies up, okay? I want to see you winning, confident, glowing, living your best life. So I'm about to give you the free blueprint to finish the year strong and be transformed by the new year. By the way, I'm Lena, your go-to girl to teach you how to stop wasting your life and actually start living it. So if you're not already following your girl, what are you doing? Go follow your girl right now. First, get out of the house as much as possible. Stop isolating yourself in your room, holding up. Energy and confidence is going to come from movement and your environment. So stop laying in bed overthinking. And I do not care where you go on a walk, hit a cafe, sit at a library, go volunteer at a pet shelter. Just get outside and you will be shocked at how much more confident you're gonna be when you change your scenery and actually live your life offline. Become a woman of your word. If you say you're gonna do it, do it. You build true confidence the more you trust yourself with those small promises. So waking up when you said you would, going to the gym when you said you would, you will literally be amazed at how much more confident you're gonna be in yourself. Move your body daily. It does not have to be a 2-hour gym session. You could go on a walk, stretch, dance, do Pilates, lift weights. Literally anything counts. Stop doom scrolling. You cannot build your dream life if you're busy watching other people live theirs. So stop putting your energy into this and put that energy into your goals. Move your social muscle. Confidence grows from connection. So say yes to plans, compliment people, talk to the barista, go to that class. Stop isolating yourself, and I promise you, you will attract more opportunities, better people when you start showing up more.
What if I told you you were only 6 months away from the life that you've always dreamed of? Think about it. But the only thing that you need to do right now is show up every day. Every single day. Challenge yourself to get up and get out of here. You got things to do, you got people to feed, you got goals to reach. What if I told you in 6 months that you would reach every goal that you ever set for yourself? But the only thing that you have to do is show up. Would you do it? Now, if you're not willing to do that, I don't know what to tell you. Social media is a game. Social media is something that is very, very hard, but very, very easy. The only thing that makes it easy is showing up for you and yourself before anybody else shows up for you. Because like I say all the time, people will only support you until they see other people supporting you. But the first person that needs to support you is you. So keep going on your journey. Don't let anybody tell you different. Be the first one to do it in your family. Be the first one to do it in your friend group. Be the first one to do it on social media. Be different. That's what's going to set you apart.
Unfortunately, not everyone will be able to have the glow up. Why? Because you got to be willing to change some things, right? Things like you can't be a Debbie Downer. You got to be a Debbie Doer. Because every time you talk yourself out of something with a what if, you're reinforcing the version of you that stays stuck. That means less spiraling, more doing, less doubting, more deciding, okay? At some point, your energy has to match your goals and not your fears. Secondly, stop letting old evidence talk you out of new possibilities. You know what I mean? Just because it didn't work then does not mean it can't work now. And why? Because this is a healed, wiser, more disciplined version of you. You get what I mean? Your glow up cannot grow in the soil of your old disappointments, okay? Let it go. You're not her anymore.
Your lack of consistency is stopping you from being the person you want to be. Again, your lack of consistency is stopping you from being the person that you want to be. If you just did something repeatedly for a long enough time, you would have reached your goals. Like, it's almost 2026. You could have got a six-pack. You could have been had 10, 20,000 followers on social media or on TikTok. You could have been making 10, 20K from your business if you just started already. But you lack consistency. You don't care about yourself enough to just do it again and again and again. You keep telling yourself and making up excuses in your head, but the reality is just do it and do it again and do it again and do it the next day, and the results will show. You don't lack anything. You don't lack resources. You don't lack, you know what to do. You just aren't doing it. That's the reality. We tell ourselves we make all these excuses, but the reality is we just don't want to be consistent, and it's causing us to be miserable and regret everything.
Failing to plan is planning to fail. My new year starts in October, and every September I start planning how I want my year to look like in the next year. Girls who succeed are disciplined. So I've written down a few points on how we're going to stay disciplined in the coming year. You need to make each day intentional because that improves your self-reliance and self-control. Having self-control helps you to achieve your goals, and one of my favorite sayings is motivation starts with motion and not feelings. You need to wake up intentional every single day, obviously with rest days, to maintain order in your career, life, and to build resilience. 2, I cannot stress this enough. Stop ChatGPTing everything, bestie. Stop it. Girls who succeed maintain their witty ideas, witty strategies, and are quick thinkers. As much as we love AI all over here, I love AI. Learn it. You need to be able to be quick-witted. Sometimes in meetings, you don't have your phone. One thing that ChatGPT does for you makes your brain lazy. However, you need to learn how to use ChatGPT AI tools because it does make your work faster and easier to do. Practice how to use your brain to come up with ideas. 3, have an action plan because girls who succeed track their progress. The reason why you're going to track is that it keeps score on what's working and what's not. And if something is not working, you're able to revise it and find a different strategy in order to succeed at that goal. Stay with me now because girls who succeed have a strategy on how to stay disciplined. Not one shoe fits all. You need to find strategies that work for you. For example, for myself, if it's not in the calendar, it's not happening. Even if it's meeting with a friend for coffee, going to get my nails done, it has to be in my calendar. So you need to find strategies that work for you, that help you to stay disciplined.
You are not stuck. You're just avoiding the habits that actually matter. Literally the very thing that you know that you should be doing, you aren't doing because you think that it's too hard. And so you're putting it off doing other things to make yourself feel good about it. But it's not the thing that's actually moving the needle for you. It's not the thing that's going to get you the result that you want. You are scrolling instead of starting. You're thinking instead of acting. You're trying to get out of the daily, repetitive, unsexy habits that you know you got to form in order to get where you want to go. Like if you're trying to build wealth, you probably need to start the habit of tracking your money or budgeting. Or if you're trying to find your purpose, you probably should start spending alone time and doing self-reflection so that you can understand what your voice sounds like, so that you can hear it before you hear someone else's opinions, your mama's, your daddy's, society, something that you saw on social media. You need to be able to identify that inner voice that already has the answer to what your purpose is. You want a flat stomach? You probably cannot eat cookies as much as you do. That one was for me. That one's for me, but if it applies to you, it applies to you. Whatever the habit is, you can't run from it. You're not going to be able to get the thing you want without becoming the kind of person that can do that thing.
So I am a true believer that sometimes to complete the task, to finish the goal, to get where you need to get, you have to motivate yourself, whatever your motivation may be. And it might be a little toxic, but if you know that doing this thing or getting this prize or reward after you complete the goal is going to get you to the goal, I think you should do it. I just ran a 5K race on Saturday. I signed up for it in October and I told myself, I said, self, and self said, yes, Sydney. And I said, you know what? If you run this 5K race, which is 3.1 miles, even though I haven't ran consistently since 2019, so we're about post 5 years running. If you do this race, if you beat your time that you have set for your goal, and if you do it without stopping, no walking, no breaks, no nothing, you can get another Birkin. Shopping is my rouge, okay? So I knew if I said I could get myself another Birkin, I was going to run that race in record time. I already have a Birkin 35 named Big Berkey. I already have a Kelly in size 32, Retorn. Her name is Midnight. I was like, you know what? If I want another one, why not? I saw this bag. Y'all, when it got presented to me to purchase this bag, I said, now I really have to run the race, because having an exotic leather skin bag before 30. A black on black ostrich, if you will. I gotta run the race. And baby, I was a running. Okay? Do what you gotta do to meet the goal. She just came in today. My dog is hooting, I'm hooting, because sometimes you gotta motivate yourself. Whatever is going to get you to the goal, to get you to the end, do what you gotta do. But make sure you complete that task and goal.
I don't care what anybody says, the real reason you're not being consistent and disciplined is because you're not doing these 3 things. Number 1, plug into the Lord. Jesus says, apart from me, you can do nothing. And it is so true. We are totally dependent on him. He said, if we submit our plans to him, he will establish them. He says in Philippians that he will give us the power and the desire to do what pleases him. Now, he does not desire us to be slothful. He desires for us to be diligent human beings that work hard and stay consistent. He says, whoever puts his hand to the plow and then turns away is not worthy of the kingdom of God. Can you imagine that? You put your hands to do something, you start something, but you don't finish it, and you're not worthy of the kingdom of heaven because of that. That is how important discipline and consistency is. So do not sleep on asking the Lord for help, because he will help us. He will meet us where we are. So continue to ask him for the discipline and the self-control and the consistency, and he will do it. So that's number 1. Number 2 is automate your processes by having non-negotiables. Now, non-negotiables are basically things that you do every single day, and they're non-negotiable. You do them without fail. Now, this is why it's a game changer, because, for example, in the morning, when I wake up, I know that my alarm's gonna go off at 4 a.m. and I've put it to the far side of my room, right next to the door. So by the time I get there, I have no option but to be up already to turn it off. So now it's off, I might as well go to the bathroom and not think about it, because the minute you start thinking to say, okay, now I've got to do this, and then I've got to do that, and then I've got to do my workout, and I've got to do all of this stuff, all of that stuff starts feeling very unappealing, and the bed is now beckoning your name, saying, oh darling, come to me. No, we don't want to go to the bed, so we don't want to think about all the stuff that we have to do. We want to automate the stuff that we have to do. All the non-negotiables, I've got my 3 pillars in the morning. 1, spending time with God. 2, working out and then getting ready and learning at the same time. But all of those things are automated. So when I wake up, I don't have to think, because the minute you start thinking and you start feeling, you start deciding you don't want to do things. So automate your stuff, and then you won't be second guessing. You'll do it. Number 3 is super simple. It's literally just finding accountability partners, whether that's your mother, your friends. Well, please be careful with friends, because if they're also lazy, then they're not going to be pushing you to be the best version of yourself. So really be intentional about who you're selecting to be your accountability partners. And bonus tip, which is so important, surround yourself with people who are better than you. Like, really simply, surround yourself with people who are better than you. They're doing better than you. They have the job that you want. They have the lifestyle that you want. If they have the lifestyle that you want, they most definitely have the routines that you want and need in order to get there. So surround yourself with those people. Hold yourself accountable. Let them know the areas that you're struggling with. It does require you to be humble and not exercise pride, and be honest with them and say, hey, this is where I'm at, and I would love for you to be my accountability partner. And pray and ask the Lord to help you identify who those people are going to be in your life. And I promise you, you will start to be more disciplined and consistent if you try these 3 things. Let me know if you're interested in step-by-step guidance on how to actually implement this into your daily lives. And remember, darlings, it is a lifestyle. We are in it for the long haul.
Every time you rely on motivation, you are gambling on your mood. Every time you rely on a system, you are betting on your process. And the process always wins. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Start building the system that will make you unstoppable. Because success doesn't come from motivation. It comes from momentum. And momentum is built one small system at a time. If this video helped you shift your mindset, don't just click like, take action. Pick one system you will build today.